Yo, this is your boy Lance, L.A.N.C.E, Da Vinci, Elza Escobar, Elza Gotti.
My name is Millswaschosen. I'm from the Inland Empire, California. I'm a producer, engineer, and an artist.
Lance, let's go ahead. Can you explain your name?
So, what L.A.N.C.E means is a living, abstract, natural, creative entity. Most people don't know that. Most people just see the name L.A.N.C.E and it's just like, okay, they take it for what it is. But the other one is, people may call me Elza.
Okay.
And there's something called the Supreme Alphabet, right? And basically, if you're familiar with Wu-Tang, you've seen this spelling before, like with Jizza, RZA. Their names come from the Supreme Alphabet. It's a 5% theory, not the more of an idea that's been implemented into that specific belief, religion, and cult. So
and the Wu-Tang Clan was in it? They belong.
Well, there's 5%. A lot of actually hip hop heads like African Bambaataa, those originators of that New York hip hop sound are 5% Nation. It's literally a derivative of the Nation of Islam. My biggest thing for me is understanding psychology of human beings and culture.
Okay.
Because I look at it like this: if you can understand how someone thinks, if you can understand where they're coming from with the culture, it's easier to accept that person for who they are. The only reason why we have a whole bunch of disconnections with everyone is because we don't know, we don't seek out to see who they are as a person or what they believe in. We're going to be here for a long time, so I look at it like, instead of trying to create differences, if we really look at the big picture, we're all the same in some sort of way, or at least similar, because at the end of the day, we both need food and water, we both need air, then once you get to the next level of things, we both seek out love, we both seek out knowledge. And so it's like, there's so many similar things that us humans can agree on. So why are we focused on the differences? And when we focus on those differences and try to be different, I gotta be different than everybody else, we end up just being the same.
Okay. And how old are you?
I'm 20.
Okay. And so to the 20-year-olds out there, what's the message that because you seem focused, you got knowledge, you could keep on going, like seriously. So to a 20-year-old that hasn't came to that yet, what is something that you can tell them, like, how did you become who you are today?
One, I've had great friends that, end up turning to family members to me around in my life, And so it's like Mills is a really great friend. He's like a brother to me. I've had other brothers like Stunner. He's a cameraman. Okay. There's another artist named Rael Peters, and I've had people that just care about me genuinely. And my cousin Austin, he's my family, but he's like a brother. So he's always looking out for the well-being of me. And so what they've helped me done is keep me down to earth.
Okay.
Help me analyze what's going around, elevated me in the sense of where I'm very intelligent as a person, like book-wise, but common sense and street knowledge is like I've gained from all of them.
Okay, so would you feel guilty? Let's say, because especially with hip-hop, rap, everybody's coming from the bottom, from the hood, from wherever. So if somebody threw it in your face like, oh, you grew up better than I did, you're like from the suburbs, you know what I mean? What would be your, remark to that or response?
To something like that, I really don't, it doesn't bother me.
Okay.
Because it's more like, God places everybody in specific situations for a reason, Just because my parents have provided for me in a very well manner doesn't dictate who I am as a person. If I don't have a good foundation, if I'm not goal driven, I can sink right down to the bottom and lose everything that I have, you know? So it's more like, you know, my dad tells me all the time, to much is given, much is owed. Since I've been given a lot, I owe the world, I owe the people around me to give to them.
So your current project is, what do you, 5009, or how do you read it off?
You can call it 5009, you can call it 5009, 5009. Yeah, that's the current project that's out right now. With 5009, that's the house number that I currently live in, you know? So, it has the 9 in it. It means something a lot to me. This is basically where I grew up. I seen everything happen within these 4 walls, you feel me? And it's more like, this is the stomp on the foot, like establishing myself. This is what it is. This is who I am, you know. On the cover, I'm there with my car and my dog. Okay. And I'm in a robe. And so, it's like staying very true to myself. And you know how, like, going back to what we were saying about, like, you know, I come from a background where, you know, I've been very well off and fortunate. Okay. And instead of, like, you know, okay, you know, just trying to be hood street, like, that's not me. You feel me? Be yourself. Be yourself. So it's like, if you have it, why not showcase it? It's you. It's not like you're trying to flex because it's not you. If you genuinely have those things, why not use them, you know? And so it's just like, when I made this mixtape, it was more about creating a sense of taking that home, the title, and creating the music to feel like home.
I do a little bit more than just artistry. I look up to people more like Quincy Jones. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Dr. Dre. Of course, Kanye. You know what I'm saying? Just innovators. People outside of music, probably like Steve Jobs. That's probably like in my top 3. Okay. Brilliant. That's really what I really be on. Probably like Michael Jackson. He's probably my biggest influence as far as music, cause that man is just like so far ahead of his time. Like, I feel like this generation that couldn't even appreciate, you know, someone like a Michael Jackson.
And I mean, as far as like being able to understand it, you know what I mean? I feel like that's where the issue comes in. Right. Because their expectation for music is a little different.
Yeah, it's a little bit more watered down because they're not listening for like messages. They're listening for sounds. Right. You know what I'm saying? If it sounds tight, it sounds tight. But I feel like if people took the time to really like decode the messages in the music, the music would be way different nowadays.
So if you can stress a point to the youth, that's for anything. I mean, not this music, this life.
In life?
What would that be?
Pay attention. Pay attention. Because a lot of people, we're caught up in a time right now where they're putting too many distractions out. You know, our cell phones are distractions, our laptops, or the social media, it's all distractions from what's really going on. So I literally just mean, you know, pay attention to your surroundings, pay attention to your family, you know what I'm saying? Pay attention to your friends, pay attention to everything that's going on because it's too easy to get lost.
All right. And do you have any, first-hand stories to where, you weren't paying attention?
My life, man. I can give you a story. Okay. I remember when I was in high school. I got kicked out of 2 high schools. But it wasn't until the second time that I really realized, like, you have to pay attention because I was the type of person to where I felt like I got away with it once, okay, I can do it again. You know what I'm saying? So I kept doing, like, the wrong things, and it was one of those things where it's like I looked at it in the wrong ways. I looked at it in the way of, like, oh, I can do it again because I did it once, you know what I'm saying? That means it's possible, but it's more like if I got away with something I knew wasn't right, I should have looked at that more as like, all right, that's just God saying, all right, you get away this time, but bro, do not do it next time. You know what I'm saying? And I wish I would have known that. And to tie it back in, it's more like, if I would have paid attention to, like, yeah, you got away with it that time, but there's a reason for that. You're not just getting away with it because this is what I want you to do. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, that's why I mean, just pay attention.
Okay.
It's too many obstacles in life that you can get caught up in.